Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Corey and today I am going to be taking you on a tour of my homeschool room. I do homeschool, which is actually online school for us. I call it homeschool because we're doing our school at home, and I have two children that are in school age as well as one toddler, and I think that there's a lot of people in our country right now and maybe across the world that are starting online school by choice or not by choice. And I thought that it would be nice if I got to show you guys how I do it. I've been doing it for a while now. We personally have been doing it by choice, and it's working really well for us because of the things I learned. So I will be giving you guys tips on what works and doesn't work and give you ideas for things that might help you make this a better transition, even if it's not permanent, and give you kind of an idea of what kind of space makes for a productive student in an online school setting. The first space I'm going to show you is my teacher area. So over here we have just this IKEA organizer that has 8 squares in it. These boxes I bought from Walmart. And then I have my silhouette cameo right here, which I literally still have not used yet because I'm terrified I'm going to break it. But I have a whiteboard here. This is the part I want you to pay attention to in this part of the tour. I use this whiteboard every single day for every single subject. So I teach reading, math, social studies, science, you name it, I teach it on this board, and I will give you an idea of what that looks like right now. Earlier today we had a lesson about plants and the parts of plants and what their functions are. So here is just a quick example of me going over this with my daughter before she started a quiz about this subject. We usually review on the board right before a quiz or test, so that way we can talk about it and I can find out which areas she's struggling with before she takes the test. This little sign here I put up, and it says, "You are what you do, not what you say you'll do," because I wanted to remind my own self this. So I'm one of those people that tends to be a dreamer, and I have all these great ideas, and then sometimes they don't ever come to happen. So I wanted to give this to myself to see every day to make sure that I'm being the best teacher for my children that I possibly can. And then down here I have some labels on here that tell you what's in here. So I have paper here, I have the printer, ink, and some extra stationery like sending cards, thank you cards, happy birthday cards, things like that. And then over here I have activity sets for the kids. So this is stuff they've gotten for their birthday or Christmas. It's not really school related because this room is actually also my craft room and office. So that's just where we keep that. Over here is all of my silhouette cameo stuff, which I still have not used. And these are not labeled. This is mostly paperwork down on the bottom, kind of like my filing cabinet. And then over here on the left is just some extra teaching supplies, mostly just dry erase markers because that is what I use most to teach my kids. As we pan across the room here, I will start to show you our workspace. This is also from IKEA, and these metal chairs are from Amazon. I have a desktop computer that is old as dirt, and it doesn't work very well for much anything else other than doing homeschool. We also have some computer games on here like The Sims, which I play and my daughter plays, my oldest daughter, and we also have an old game called Zoo Tycoon. Comment down below if you know that game. And then up here I have some charging stations for electronics, and then this is some extra memory here. Up top I have my cleaning schedule, so I use this desk quite a bit. This is my laptop, and then I have just some kind of like vision board things and some cards that I've gotten in the mail that are a little special to me. And then this is my YouTube computer. So I have another channel actually called Desert DIY. If you are coming from Desert DIY, I just want to say thank you so much for coming to support my new channel. If not, then hello, welcome. But this is where I do some of my YouTube work. I also take this computer in different places in the house. Down here I have all the surge protectors so that we can plug in all of these electronics. And then our speaker is actually right here. I got a really small speaker because we don't need loud speakers for school, but we do need more workspace. So a small speaker works, and that is one of the lessons I have learned. This is a webcam that is provided by our online school, and it is used about once a week for live lessons. Over here in these drawers, I have my office supplies and the kids' school supplies. To give you a quick peek in here, I like to just keep things ready for them to grab and don't worry too much about it being perfectly organized. So we have tape, we have scissors, pencils, we have memory sticks, we have some of these little organizing clips, and then we also have Post-its, hole punches, pretty much anything that they would have to get out of their seat to get. I try and keep it here to keep them being more productive, because when kids get out of their seat over and over again, they tend to use that as a time to play around instead of getting work done. And then in here, I just have extra supplies so that if they run out up here, they can come here and get extra supplies. And again, it just keeps them in their seats and keeps them focused. In here, I have pretty much nothing. It's very empty. I have some YouTube equipment here, and then this is the Zoo Tycoon game I was telling you about. I played this when I was little, and my kids all love it. And then in here, I have all of my glues. I am not a super perfect organizing type of person. I just like it to look pretty on the outside, and then I kind of just have a mess where I know everything is. But I just wanted to show you this because I'm a real person and we really use this. We literally just got done with school and I'm giving you this tour after I dusted. That was it. We just put a few things away and dusted. So this is a realistic tour of the things that we use on a daily basis. And we have sparkles, glue guns, super glues, glue sticks down here. You name it, we got it in there. And then in the very bottom, I have all of my camera equipment and more YouTube equipment. This center area is where I do most of my crafting for up-close crafts on my other YouTube channel called Desert DIY. And we also use this every single day for homeschooling. So another tip for you guys is you have your computer space here, but have a side space that you can have them lay their books out and their notebooks out, because it gets way too crowded here, and as soon as it starts getting stressful, their brains start shutting down and they stop learning when they're stressed out. So try and make it the space to where they have a computer space and then a workspace. And it doesn't have to be this whole setup here where you have to go out and buy stuff, especially if this is not something that you're going to have permanently doing online school. You could just put a TV tray out or a side table or anything that you have. You can put up a fold-up table that you go camping with. But it just really helps to have a computer space and a workspace that is separate, that are close together to where they can turn back and forth to keep them working and productive. Now, I want to show you really quickly in here. I have their art supplies here, colored pencils in here, markers in here, and then I have their school binder here. And I want to show you how I've set up their school binder. So inside the school binder, again, I have it set up to where their supplies are easy to get. So you never have to leave your seat. And this also helps having this like this, because if we have to do work on the fly, like say I have an appointment or we are going on a field trip, you just grab this binder and it has everything you need in it to do your work. So it has scissors, erasers, dry erase markers for their portable dry erase boards. We have red pens for grading essays. We have pencils, and we have a glue stick. Now, in here we have a folder for every subject. So we have it written in here, and then they put in their work that they need to keep for later, or if pages get ripped out, they can keep them saved in there. And they're all labeled so that they know where to put their things. So on the back end of the folder here, the binder I mean, we have organizers here that are labeled. So we have language arts, math, social studies, science, technology, PE, art, and then Spanish. We actually haven't started Spanish yet. That comes in the second half of the year. And I make sure that they have paper in each subject, because as we do lessons, I have them write notes about keywords that they find in their lesson. So this bucket right here just has their headphones in there and a couple random things. And then this is all my tax paperwork for my YouTube channel. On this side is my other daughter's binder. We have extra notebooks. This is their bell work, and I will show you something in here that I think will help you be more productive as well. Like I was saying, I want to give you guys tips on the ways to be successful in doing online school. So this book I bought off of Amazon, and it has the coolest workbook stuff inside it that helps kids with their frustration. So one thing that is very common with online school is frustration between the teacher, which is you, the parent, and the student. So getting you both kind of in a mindset to where you aren't frustrated is really important. And I like to start the day with these. So it says, how do you feel when someone points out your faults or mistakes? And my daughter wrote, I would feel embarrassed about my mistake I made. So it's good just to get them talking about making mistakes and how we can learn from them and move on from that. So that way when it does happen in class, because it will happen, it always happens, that way they can think back to their bell work that they did before school started and think, what did I say in that answer to that question, and start practicing these growth mindset ideas. So they just put it back in their bell work thing here and then put it away and then start their day of school. Down here we have just a pencil sharpener, some crayons, this is a drawing book, and then we have their science equipment in here. This is all stuff that is provided by the school. We have dry erase boards also because I like to have them answer questions with dry erase boards. And if that isn't real life, I don't know what is. And then in here we have sketch pads for art. So this is literally just blank sketch pads and notebooks there. Now over here is our laptop that my other daughter uses so that they can both be working at the same time. Something I have learned over time is to have space and divide your kids because they will distract each other and argue. It is inevitable. I don't care who you are, it's gonna happen. So over here is the pegboard like we have on that side so that we can have one for each side. Here is just their PE log, and I put up some of their art. I also have art over here. I bought a big roll of corkboard, and then this border here is from the Target dollar spot. And I just stapled it with a stapler, like an office stapler. And then this is our printer, and I have had this printer for so many years, it's very old. And in these drawers is exactly like the other side, except the paintbrushes are in here. And in here is the stapler and extra pens. And then down here, we just have some more art supplies. And then I have gel pens in here because they like to use gel pens. And then this drawer is crayons, pastels, and paints. And the bottom drawer is all of my sewing supplies. Underneath the desk, I have their school books that are provided by their online school, and these are a lot of workbooks as well as reading books. And then down here is all of my books. So I have crafting books, I have traveling books, I have budgeting books like Dave Ramsey, and this is literally all of my books that I own. I want it to be very minimalist in this area because you can get stuff from the library, so I try not to keep a lot of books in my home. If I flip you around to the other side of the room, this is where I store all of my crafts room stuff. So my craft supplies are here. This is really not school supplies. But like I had mentioned in the beginning of this video, this room is an office, craft room, and homeschool room. So it has a lot of different functions in this space in particular. This is my sewing machine, which I hardly ever use. I don't even know why I have it. And I put some plants in here because it just kind of gives you some fresh air. I didn't want it to feel too stuffy in this room since we're in here so much during the day. So just to get an idea of what's in here, I have beads down there, candle making supplies here, I have drawer liners here, I have all of my yarns and ribbons here, I have stencils, I have furniture hardware, I have fabrics for recovering furniture because that's mostly what I do on Desert DIY. And then I have extra picture frames and all of my craft paints down in here. And then this is just miscellaneous random crafts. Another spot that I have in this area of the office is this calendar here, which we use between me and my husband to keep appointments. So we kind of use it to just remember what day it is. And during this whole virus situation, it's been hard to remember what day it is sometimes. And then I keep my baby bag here, and the kids made this. So we started decorating for fall already, so we brought that out. And then this has all of our swimsuit stuff ready to go for when we want to go swimming at Grandma's. So just one more quick pan around the room. This is it, guys. It's pretty simple and there's really not much to it. I like to keep it simple. I like to keep the color scheme really muted, lots of black, white, and gray, because I want them to focus on their schoolwork. I don't want them to be constantly looking around the room at the signs and the posters. The only thing we really have that's colorful in here is our school books, which are down here. And then we have this globe here and the moon. And a quick tip about these two, why I have the two of them. If you ever are teaching a unit about eclipses, it helps to have a globe and a moon so you can teach about what type of eclipse does what. So if you have the sun on this side, what type of eclipse would it be? If you have the sun on this side, what type of eclipse would it be? So it's just kind of a neat visual for the kids. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions about my homeschool room or how you can make your space work better, I would love to answer them. Just leave a comment down below and I reply really quickly. I love talking with my viewers, so don't feel nervous. I would love to help you with your situation and make your homeschooling experience as great as it can be. And also, if you have any suggestions, I would love to hear them too. You know, we never know everything. We're always learning, especially in a learning environment like a homeschool. So thank you so much for watching. If you liked what you saw, don't forget to hit subscribe down below, and I will see you next time. Bye!